An athlete's journey through sports might run into some hurdles throughout their career. What separates the best from others is the ability to make the best out of every situation and have a positive attitude towards the challenges thrown one's way. Seemingly, Tom Brady and the people at Buccaneers have it right when it comes to that attitude. So in today's video, we'll talk about Bruce Arians' stance on Tom Brady's absence. First off, what's the whole story? The NFL is a quarterback's league. Nothing sells tickets faster than hotcakes than a star signal caller. So naturally, if a team had their quarterback on for some time, they'd most likely freak the hell out. And so when Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady missed 11 days with the Bucs, people went crazy. Be it teams, analysts, commentators, or fans, everyone just lost it, questioning Tom's efficiency in the days to come and what his absence would translate into on the field when he did come back. Quite opposite to the mainstream reaction, however, the Buccaneers management felt rather differently about it. Bruce Arians, who's the former head coach for the Buccaneers and now serves as football consultant with Tampa Bay, expressed how he saw the whole episode from a very different perspective. During an interview with USA Today's Jori Epstein, Arians maintained a stance that Tom's absence from the field was actually a good thing for everyone at the Buccaneers camp. He further explained that Brady actually needed some time off because he had a lot going on. Arians also added that Tom, being a 45-year-old, had a lot more happening in his life than comparison to, say, a 25-year-old player who had no major responsibilities in life. Moreover, it also allowed the Bucs to focus on working with their backup quarterbacks. They used that time to train Kyle Trask, who needed the time to get those valuable reps. On the other hand, Tom never really needs those reps. Even after missing 11 days, he's in good shape for his return and put on a great show. It turns out social media and the fans had exaggerated the whole issue manifold. However, Arians' analysis is not only spot on, but it also serves as a good example of how to tackle circumstances beyond one's control. It's all about making the best out of a given situation, and the Bucs seem to be excelling at that. Moving on, why did Tom miss practice in the first place? The veteran player missed the first 2 preseason games, which are also part of his extended absence from the team. However, he made a benefiting appearance in the preseason finale against the Indianapolis Colts, talking to the media after the game. Although the star quarterback never really spelled it out for the public, he certainly hinted at why he'd go away for a while. Tom stated that he's a 45-year-old who had a lot going on that needed to figure out. He also believed that figuring out life was a continuous process and required you to invest some time into it on the go. Brady remarked that at any given time, everybody had certain challenges in their lives and he just needed to take some time off. Reportedly, he's on a vacation to the Bahamas with his wife Giselle during the absence. However, Brady never really confirmed or denied that piece of information. On the other hand, he made it a point to address those who feared him to be a bit rusty on the field. Brady stated that he felt good to be back and had been playing football for a long time. Adding on to that, he said that he's in fact very good at playing football and didn't need much time to remember how to play it after being only 11 days away from it. Coming up next, why did his absence break the internet? Was it really that big of a deal? Well, the answer to this question is a bit complicated because it's a yes and no at the same time. Firstly, yes, because it's indeed extraordinary for any player, let alone the start quarterback of a team, to take a leave of absence for that many days. Days which, if he might add, also had preseason games scheduled. The Bucs' former coach, Bruce Arians, acknowledged that this very thing in the same interview with Jori, that he'd never seen a player take 11 days off from camp during his whole career, and mind you, Arians has been in the football business for decades. What this means is that while he said what he said, that it's a good thing for the Bucs, he still admitted that it's something out of the ordinary. So if you ask us, when the fans broke the internet over Brady's absence, it's quite understandable. However, on the other hand, it's not a big deal, especially in Tom's situation, because he'd always been in a good form. Missing a couple of days of training could have never affected his focus and agility moving forward. Something his recent 20-yard pass to Julio Jones that led to a field goal made amply clear. Even Arias admitted that when he's on the field and no one can question his focus and ability. He also added that every guy on the team would say the same thing about Tom. And let's be honest, it doesn't matter if Tom had to take a few days off because of some personal issues. What matters is that he puts on a great show on the field, a game-winning one. As long as he's doing just that, it's all under the bridge. Up next, Some other news in the NFL. First up, 2022 would be the last season for the Bears president and CEO, Ted Phillips. Goodbyes are always hard, especially from something that's the only thing you've known your whole life. However, the inevitable always comes to pass. Unfortunately, the idea caught up to Ted Phillips, who recently made the announcement that he'd be throwing in the towel after the 2022 season. Ted, who's currently the president and CEO of Chicago Bears, has been with the franchise for 40 long years. 23 of those Ted spent in his current role. Ted stated during one of his press releases that it's an honor for him to have remained associated with the Bears for so long. Every day spent with the organization was a pleasure, and he'd always bleed blue and orange. Ted also added that he'd always be proud of the fact that he's a part of the Bears family. During his time with the team, they managed to win 5 division championships and made a Super Bowl appearance in the 2006 season. He's the 4th president of the club in its 102-year history. However, what made him special was the fact that he had the distinction of being the first person outside the Hollis-McCaskey family who served as the president of the club. Moving on, Sony Michel also says goodbye to the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, in pursuit to make space on their team, have cut their former first-round back Sony Michel. The former Patriots first-rounder signed with the Dolphins in May as a free agent. However, despite coming off his second career Super Bowl win with the Rams last season, he could not survive in Miami. As per the coaching staff, Sony was routinely out of practice over health issues, and when he was on the field, his performance seemed uneven, to say the least. While it may sound like all bad news for Sony, before they sent him off, Dolphins paid him the guaranteed portion of his one-year $2.1 million deal that amounted to $850,000. Sony, who proved to be instrumental to New England's Super Bowl LIII win, has been struggling in his career lately due to injuries. He's run 3,137 yards and scored 18 touchdowns in his 4-season-long career in the NFL. Having said that, Sony wasn't the only one the Dolphins cut loose. In fact, the team shed off some 13 players, which also included Garrett Dokes and Zaquandre White. Finally, former lacrosse star made it to the Falcons' initial 53-man roster. Jared Bernhardt is a lacrosse star turned wide receiver who started playing football in May this year. Jared used to play lacrosse at the college level for Maryland. He also took home the Tewaaraton Award, becoming the nation's best collegiate lacrosse player in 2021. However, he then transferred to Ferris State and tried his hand at football. The man led the Bulldogs to a Division II national title as a quarterback. However, his entry into the NFL wasn't smooth since he remained undrafted. However, the receiver-needy Falcons gave him a shot, and Jared made sure to make the best of that chance. As per the Falcons wide receivers coach, TJ Yates, the progress Jared had made was remarkable. He's a gift for taking a coach point and applying it to his game right away. Jared even shared great chemistry with Falcons rookie quarterback Desmond Ridder during the preseason games, where he scored a game-winning touchdown in the first preseason game against the Detroit Lions. His consistent improvement during training and performance in the preseason games got him a spot on the initial 53-man roster of Falcons. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Bruce Arians' statement that Tom Brady's absence actually proved to be good for the Bucs? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.